I don't even know how to begin this video. I originally had a script for this, but it just didn't pan out the way that I wanted it to. I'm not even using my normal setup. I'm just using my phone on memos. I think it's official. I've reached burnout. It started back in June. To be blunt, we were homeless for a bit due to financial instability, and this financial instability started to contribute to my burnout. Then we found a new place to live, and I don't have space for the old setup that I used to have. I don't use the same mic that I used to. I don't have space for it. At the beginning, I thought that once the whole situation would be over, then I'd find motivation again and I would just do everything I ever wanted. But that just didn't happen. And in addition to all of that, I made the choice to detransition earlier this year. And if you don't know what detransitioning means, it's basically when somebody who is identifying as transgender goes back to the gender they were assigned at birth. Most of the time, people detransition because of lack of acceptance or financial instability or other things. It's not usually because they believe that they were wrong. And I'm one of those people where I chose to detransition because I was in a very financially unstable situation to the point where even food wasn't attainable. I haven't seen people in the way that I used to. I find social gatherings to be a lot more stressful than they used to be because I'm not going by the ways I want to be addressed, and I constantly get misgendered everywhere I go, which is not by the fault of other people. I look like a woman even though I don't feel like I am one. And, I guarantee there's going to be somebody who finds this video and is just going to tell me to, go kill yourself or your children or blah, 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 whatever they're talking about. And all of my life savings are gone. I don't know where to go from here. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought that I would recover and I would find ways to make stuff that I enjoy, make stuff that I'm proud of. But then slowly, over the past few months, since I moved back into a place, I just kept losing more and more motivation. I took 3 fast track classes in college, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically I took 3 different courses, all at college level, by the way, so this is like pretty difficult stuff. It's not like an AP class or anything, but it's still, it's still a lot. And I had 16 weeks worth of work crammed into 8 weeks for all 3 of those classes. So that kind of put me in a weird spot where I just kept working and working and working and working. And I made some cool stuff. I mean, like, here's a few paintings I've made. It's pretty cool. But there's also a lot of other stuff that I wish I could have made and completed, and I never did, because everything I made, I just ended up hating. I have a lot of incomplete projects that I made for myself. It's like I tried to be a Hollywood production when I'm not that. And I feel like if I can't get to that point, then maybe my art is pointless. It's easy to tell younger artists that, things will improve, things will get better, just keep practicing. But then you get to a certain point in the intermediate stage, which is kind of where I'm at, where you see all of the errors in your work and you don't see any good qualities about it. You see only what you can improve and what you should be improving. And if you don't improve it, then essentially your art is worthless. And when you get to a certain age, like maybe late teens or something like that, it gets harder to impress people when you draw. People are just like, well, that's just expected. And it's like, people don't realize I've poured like half of my life time into this craft. Literally everything about it has just been nothing but painting and drawing and a lot of other stuff. I get to wrapped up in other people's opinions, and it's become a problem where I worry if I'm not perfect in every way possible, then I guess I'll just lose things, like lose basic necessities. I mean, for God's sake, I lost a house, and I did nothing wrong. And I know that the United States is kind of going through an economic crisis now, so it's not anything that I'm not familiar with, but I just wish something would change, and I wish I can change. I want to change, and I guess that's why I'm making this video. I don't know what I'm gonna make next. I mean, at this point, I don't really care. I don't really have ideas anymore. I don't have motivation in the way that I used to. I've been in burnout for almost 6 months, and it's only gotten worse. I'm just really fucking tired, and I wish I was more productive, but, you know, it is what it is. And don't worry, guys, I am taking care of myself in the best way that I can. Lots of journaling and, you know, just kind of contemplating my existence. I probably sound really fucking depressed in this, I'm not sure why. But yeah, so to kind of wrap this thing up, since I've been recording for almost 10 minutes now, going forward, do not expect me to stream. And going forward, don't expect the same old content I've been making. And going forward, and this is mainly to myself, just make what you want to make. Don't make something for the expectation for it to be perfect. Don't make something because somebody else told you to make it. Don't make anything for anyone else except yourself. I mean, art saved your life, so why on earth would you give up the one thing that kept you alive for a portion of your life to somebody else? I mean, I guess you could because you care about them, but sometimes you kind of have to just have something for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have a couple of ideas for potential routes I can go for videos, but I don't want to commit myself to anything too big, just because I don't have the same energy that I used to. A lot of my energy is gone, and I need to find my voice again. So, yeah.